Good morning, non-sports fans. This is Sports Poser. I'm John, and that's Brett. And today is World Cup Day on Sports Poser. This is a sport where even sports fans may not pay attention, and this might actually benefit everyone today. So, without further ado, Brett, how are you doing?
I'm recovering from all the flopping that I saw in
There's
the
a lot of
last few
flopping,
days.
is what I heard.
Uh,
And in a minute,
Awful.
I'm gonna ask you to define what that is. All right, Brett, because I know nothing about soccer despite having played it for some period of time in high school. The way this World Cup works, if I understand it, is there's a first kind of phase called group play. What is that?
So group play is the 32 teams that qualify around the world for the World Cup, and it changes every 4 years. You have to qualify. And the U.S. qualified this year. They didn't qualify 4 years ago, which is why it's a big deal they're in now. So there's 8 groups of 4 each. They all play each other once, and it's a win, lose, or tie. So that's why you see ties. For a tie, you get 1 point. For a win, you get 3. For a loss, you get 0. You play all the teams in your group based on the amount of points you get. Is the top 2 of those move on. So now in 8 groups, the top 2 move on, and now you've got your Sweet 16, as we say here in the U.S.
It sounds like there's a pretty crazy way they score these. I mean, I get the way you're scoring it out, but it sounds like there can even be ties if
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
USA
Yesterday,
tied
yes,
twice and go
yeah.
ahead.
Yesterday was so weird. I was watching a game where if Mexico scored or if Poland got scored against, it would change the who was going through, and then they were tied. So the tiebreaker was total goal differential, which means obviously the difference amount you scored versus the amount you gave up. That was tied. And then they went to goals scored, total amount of goal scoring. They were tied there. And then so everybody was like, what do we do now? And they're like, well, now we do something called fair play. So whoever got the least amount of yellow cards would advance. The yellow cards were close. There's like 1 or 2 away. So then they were like, so what happens if somebody gets a yellow card on Poland and equals Mexico? And then what? And then literally, and this is a rule in the soccer bylaws, is they draw lots to see who advanced. Like we're on open ocean and we're deciding who we're gonna eat.
So it's not like how many blondes are on the team or anything like that. It's
No, that would not be good for some of the countries.
yeah, it would probably exclude about 2/3 of the countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. So
Right.
now we're in, I guess, the knockout round, and that's more like our NCAA basketball tournament, right? Like
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
elimination. Is that right?
Yeah. Easier to follow now. You've got 16 teams left. All of them are in except there's a couple games today. The U.S. is in it for the first time in a while, so that's really exciting. And you got your big boys basically now. You've weeded out some of the crappy teams like Qatar and Saudi Arabia and some of the other teams that were never going to win. So now you're down to France, Brazil, yeah, Spain, Belgium, Netherlands. You got a lot of really good teams left, so it'll be good from here for sure. But the damn flopping just makes the U.S. cringe. I mean, if you watch it, it's so painful. Ah,
So the flopping is when someone just goes like
it,
I've
yeah.
been taken advantage of or something.
If you watch any game, honestly, you'll see it. They fall down, they grab their ankle, and they do this thing where they cover cover their face and they can't, and they're on the ground writhing. And then as soon as the ref doesn't buy it or he's on the ground, he just like sort of slowly gets up and then runs back towards the play. You've watched the movie Platoon, right?
Yes.
You remember when Elias is running back to the helicopter and he gets shot and he's down on the ground? Literally, that's what it looks like. Ronaldo had one of the worst fly. He's one of the greatest players of all time, and
You
he
get an
flopped
Oscar for
so
that?
it was ridiculous. Everybody was talking about it. The entire world could see it, and the refs just let it happen. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well,
You can
a
see I'm
lot of drama
frustrated.
out there. The
Yeah,
drama of
yeah. See,
sports.
in the U.S., we stay up. Like you get knocked down, you get back up. That's the whole American way. Not fall down and whine. I mean, get up.
So we're gonna have to deal with more ties.
No, ties are over.
Good.
Now it's determined if you tie at the end and you eventually play so much they're like, okay, we got to go to PKs.
PKs. What are PKs?
You're not going to believe this, but penalty kicks.
Oh, okay. Got it. That
So
makes sense to
each
me.
team. So at the end, when it's all over, and it's tied, and you guys are wondering what's going on. So next thing you know, the team picks 5 players from each side to take a penalty kick. So everybody gets 5, and whoever eventually makes the most out of those 5. So if we miss the first 2 or 3, and the other team makes their first 3, it's over. So you're basically
Such a
uh,
shootout.
it's a shootout. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Good use of that word, John.
So now an episode or two ago, you mentioned that if you put $100 down on the US,
Mhm.
you could make 10 grand.
Mhm.
Did you place that bet, Brett?
No,
Ooh.
I know.
And they're
Yeah.
doing pretty well, huh? How would you rate the US team?
I think it's the best team I've ever seen on the field. They play really well. They're very fast. They've got more imagination. They're competing at a level that I'd never seen. And I've watched every World Cup since like the 80s. Just a different soccer. I mean, we're not even allowed to say soccer right now. I can tell you this though. The collective world sphincter is tightening as the U.S. advance because nobody in the world wants the U.S. to win
No,
soccer. I
no.
mean, it would be catastrophic for the world to have to deal with us winning the World Cup.
It's a pretty young
So
team, right?
the youngest in the World Cup. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've got a pretty good head full of this. So,
Yeah.
what say we go to another place and have a role play of sports conversation?
Let's see what you learned, big guy.
Sounds great.
All right.
Good morning, Brett.
Is it? I know hotels are expensive here in Qatar, but could you have found a better camping spot for us?
Brett, I got to tell you, we're headed into some kind of recession thing and money's tight, and I just didn't want to spend the extra money. So, sorry.
Got it. Got it.
What we can't celebrate is that we're out of group play and we're into the knockout round.
Yep. Final 16, just like the NCAA college basketball tournament in the U.S. every March. March Madness here in Qatar.
That's awesome. It's like casual Friday, no more ties.
Yeah, if I see another tie, so now it'll be down to penalty kicks, which is a much better way to end the game than a tie.
Yeah, PKs are much more exciting. That's awesome. So I'll tell you, it's getting interesting. I mean, it's interesting that like Mexico and Germany and those guys are out, but I'm pumped for who's still in. Who do you think has the best chance of winning?
I think I'm predicting the final of France and Brazil.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's pretty impressive. But what do you think about our U.S. team?
It is exciting to watch. I don't know if you watch the games, but I feel like we look really good. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a young team, they're doing great. Like great passes, touches, strategy, attitude. I think they're just, a close knit group, and it's exciting to watch. And I wish you to put that money down.
Well, I'm gonna go get the sand out of my whole entire body and get ready for the game today.
That sounds great. All right, bud. You take care, and I'll see you out there. All right, Brett. Snack of the week. What do we got?
My favorite. I was gonna do a turkey theme because of Thanksgiving with leftovers, but it's been over a week now, about a week. So what I did is I might take my daughter's recommendation and we go to a place called Trader Joe's and we go get something called mini beef tacos. Look at that
Those
thing.
are tiny.
Is that delicious looking or what?
So you're saying that that's Mexico's turkey is what you're getting?
Well, no, I don't think I said that at all, actually. But
right?
it is, if you do cook one of these in the air fryer, I recommend as well. It is like being on vacation in Guadalajara.
Nice. Nice. This time of year, we would appreciate that too. That's fantastic. All right, friend. Well, I am glad that you've got a snack ready for this weekend because we got a big game on Saturday, right?
Yep. We play the Netherlands, the giant Dutchman.
Excellent.
They're very tall.
Glad there's no blonde rule in effect for that one. That's fantastic. All right. Well, have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you today.
I'll see you out
there. Yeah, that was weak, but we can record an alternate.
Damn it.
Did it freeze up again?
You should see the smirk that's frozen on your face too. It's like perfect. I'm frozen. You were like this. we we got enough, right?